what other differences have you noticed in terms of living in Japan and living in Nigeria?
This question is hard though, because you want the camera truth or the real truth.
And I just, the real truth with a touch of. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Akuna, a Nigerian living and studying in Japan. So guys, today on my show, drum rolls. I have a guest here. Most of you who are familiar with Japan YouTube and all those things must know her. She's a big time celebrity in YouTube.
Yeah, you don't mean it.
So guys, ta-da! Chilo Talks. Please kindly introduce yourself, even though you don't need an introduction.
I need to. Hey guys, I was about to say welcome back to my channel.
I can imagine.
Hey guys, my name is Chioma, aka Chilo. I'm in Nigeria and I'm currently living and studying here in Japan. I've been in Japan we came at the same time.
Yeah, we came
for about 4 years now.
Yeah.
Slightly over 4 years now. And I came to study. I'm still studying. Started with masters and now I'm doing my PhD or pursuing my PhD.
You too like book.
And no, you came to come and count bridge.
I look at the skyscraper.
I have a YouTube channel, Chilo Talks. Like I said, Chioma aka Chilo, so it made sense that the channel will be called Chilo Talks, even though I'm not always talking.
No, you're always singing. It's a singing channel.
Yeah, Chilo Talks. And on the channel, I think I just do basically life in Japan, being black in Japan, experiences, just something like we're about to do today. Okay. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So guys, like most of you already know, I've always been saying it. Last year I did an anniversary in Japan, 3 years. So now it's been 4 whole years in Japan, guys. Like,
how did time fly?
4 years. I mean, that's a very long time, guys. So the funny thing is that we came together more like she was just like 5 days older than me. You came around 26th September or 27th
actually.
I came on 1st October. I landed Japan 1st October, but we met 2nd October.
And I was still forming senpai for 5 days. I was still forming.
Do you know how to buy this? Do you know how to use IH?
Yeah, we lived in very close.
Yeah, 3 doors away. You are 5'11", I was 5'14".
Yes.
So God, like,
I was so happy. I saw your name. I was like, this is an Igbo name. This is a Nigerian name. I was like, I'll be on the lookout. I was happy. Can't even though she was not the first Nigerian I had met. I had already met like the other 2 Nigerian guys and all, but it just felt close to home, like a female, a lady
from your tribe,
from my tribe, the same floor, the same accommodation. It was just like it was amazing.
Yeah, same here. I think when I arrived, I can't forget that experience. When I got to the dormitory, it was 12:01 p.m. and that woman had gone on break.
I was not around, obviously,
and that woman had gone on break. You know Japanese now. Once it's level 59,
lunch. It's lunch here.
Oh my God! I checked the time, and my professor had warned me. But I don't know how I lost track of. No, I didn't lose track. I didn't know the way. So finding my way, getting a taxi, and all those things. So the place was closed. I was not looking at the mailbox. And I saw something Chioma, and I'm like, hey, Nigerian Igbo. I'm not being tribalist Igbo, but it's a different feeling. So I automatically felt like, wow, this is going to be a difficult ride, but at least there'll be some help.
Because of what we used to hear from there, Japan, nobody,
anybody.
So that feeling of there's hope.
Exactly, that's thing that gives you a ray of hope, guys. So guys, this video is going to be about our experiences so far, lessons learned, and all that. In fact, just like giving you guys a chit chat of how we have survived these 4 years in this country. Because man, is this something? Waka, we still dey carry go. Nobody waka, nobody go solo. Baba God, you in our face, so your grace.
I can't even believe it's been 4 years.
Like, time runs very fast. I remember when we were crying.
You're old though. It's 4 years already.
We did the 1 year. Then something happened. Just be frustrated. Just man cry in each other's room.
I'm telling you, like,
oh my
come
God.
a long way. That's the truth.
Yeah. So let's start, guys. My first question is: how has your impression changed from the time you left Nigeria? You know, when you're on that feeling, you're like, what God I'm supposed to expect in Japan, and then till now, 4 years later, how has your impression changed about this country?
This 4 years experience video. I've heard something like this before on my channel, so it's like, it's surreal. I think my impression has just changed I think I now just give people more benefit of doubt. I am more like, I am more patient, not like more patient like you not use me like small
Yeah.
gem, but I give people benefit of doubt. And one major thing that, like, I just said it recently to someone self is, I'm now at that point, it's still benefit of doubt where I know that language is not a true test of knowledge. Like, it's not, I've said this over and over on my channel. Like, I've met some of the smartest people, some of the smartest chaps in this country. Like, when you see some of their technologies, you just know that and it's volleyball will not do this thing.
How did you think of this?
Do you get? So, but when you hear that person talk, it's like struggling to communicate in English. You know, you're just like, then, but give the person his language, you will see the person flow. So, I just have more benefit of doubt towards people, listening to people, and not just judging people, you know, by their cover or by how they speak. Or, but it's not like I've ever been someone like that will see someone and I'm sizing you, but it's just more tangible here. Like, it gives you more reason why you can't just relate to why people do it or something like that. Like, when you see some YouTubers making mistakes, you put in the comment section
laughing,
saying,
and I'm
just like, duh.
English is not even our native language.
Do you get?
For starters, I don't know if you saw that clip on Instagram that said English is not my language. Like,
yeah. The girl was paranoid.
Like, I was trying to say anything in my own language.
No, so I think I'm just more. I think I've grown with interpersonal relationship more in Japan. I can relate with anybody. Before, there's this joke that my mom used to joke that you can joke with, be with even a mad person and just have a healthy relationship. But now it's even more tangible. That's it.
Okay, that's good. I think in my own experience, my initial prejudice about the Japanese people, Japan as a whole, was that these guys are technologically advanced. So once I'm getting here, I'll be either working on Mars, working on space, you know, being in rockets. Like, everything is going to be computerized.
There's going to be true injection.
Thank you. There is no house that will be less than 2-story or 4-story buildings. You know, like, I had that whole
so much expectation.
You know, like when you're watching all those Spider-Man kind of movies. So when I now got here, and I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah.
They're human.
These guys are technologically advanced. I get it, but what's up with this whole old school? Once in a while, what's up with this whole paper mails every 2 seconds? Like, I get to do my registration. First floor, they tell you to fill paper.
Japan,
you go to the second floor, you're filling paper. The third floor, you're
you know when you know you have paper? When you're packing. When you're moving from one house to another. You just be like,
accumulate all this.
And you'll be keeping it again. They might ask for it one. They will never ask for it.
They will never. So I think that's what has changed. My first impression was that these guys are I don't want to use mini gods, but like, their technology is out of this world. So there's nothing medieval, nothing old school, nothing old fashioned about them. But I mean, they're still very traditional, yet technologically advanced. I think that's why it's shocking seeing how they balance the whole thing and still maintaining their position in the world. So the next thing is, what exactly is different from Niger, our life in Niger, and our life now? Or what other differences have you noticed in terms of living in Japan and living in Nigeria?
This question is hard though, because you want the camera truth or the real truth.
And I just, you know, the real truth with a touch of sophistication. When they don't conscious or say, where
I tell you, everything is different.
Everything is really different.
From the people to the language to the environment to the technology to the way of reasoning to everything is different. Typical example is people. I think I would consider that a video like this, I've shot a video like this, but it's not yet up, right? Nigerians are bubbly. Nigerians are loud. Like, I don't even like using the word loud, because if you enter Nigeria, you realize that we are quiet. We are quiet relative to what is obtainable out there. Do you get? Like, Nigerians are bubbly. They are expressive. Nigerian will tell you, I don't like that you said this. I don't like that you did this. Nigerians are vocal. That's the word.
Yeah, that's the word. That's exactly what I wanted to say.
Japanese people are very quiet. It's almost like it's timidity. Do you get me? Like, they're so to themselves. They're so. You just realize that you and a Japanese person that used to be very close stopped being close, and you're thinking in your head,
what did I do wrong?
What's happened? Where did I get it wrong? It might be something you jokingly said, but because they are not vocal.
Exactly.
Nigeria will tell you, I don't like that thing that you said that deal, and it's no, I was joking. We've had times like that, right? But a Japanese person will just swallow it, and the next thing, there's that gap, there's that distance. That's for people. Environment, so called Nigeria. This is a public holiday. Nigeria by now, you be hearing music, sound,
seeing guys watch football, drink,
banter here and there. But here, everywhere is so pin drop silent. It's so quiet.
It's so scary. Like it's too quiet.
Such that when I'm making a video, I'm like, am I shouting? Maybe I should lower my voice because you're literally the only person you're hearing. You're not hearing any other person talking. So
it's so true.
It's it happens to me. Oh. The worst was in that. Hey,
I had a good neighbor.
I went back to watch some of the videos I shot in the house. I was literally with the lock is I had mic. If not, people that watch me would have been what she say. So that's for people for religion. Like Japan don't have a religion.
Yeah.
An average Japanese youth to tell you I don't have any religion. They just go to shrine or temple just out of tradition and
New Year, maybe 4 times in a whole year.
Get so they don't hold anything too strong to their chest. Like you say, a Japanese person I want to have a church wedding. He's not a Christian, no. But you just want the serere, and also everything is just different. The atmosphere, the food, and call.
I think for that food we'll come back to it.
We'll go to another video. That was maybe another video.
We'll come back to that food, guys.
Everything is just different. It's just you trying to find a middle ground here.
True.
I
think I totally agree with you, especially with that whole being non-vocal. Like it didn't really got to me when I initially came. Everybody's being this whole oh yes member. You don't want to hurt your supervisor, you don't want to counter, you don't want to make any arguments. I mean respectfully. Respectfully. Have conversations, exchange ideas, but it's more like no, this, that. So when I try to be opinionated, it comes off as you're being rude.
Too forward.
So yeah, I had my supervisor then always saying, you should understand the culture. You shouldn't be too this. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying. Of course, I respect your culture. I mean, your country should abide by it. They say when you're in Rome, do like the Romans. Yeah. But you can't entirely change me. And then being opinionated reasonably, respectfully doesn't mean you're rude. So I think
it doesn't.
That expressing oneself, like trying to no, I don't really like that part about it. Then I think one thing that struck me was also the whole monthly rent thing. I don't understand from where to where.
Don't try.
So for context, because I realize this is even common everywhere, except maybe in Nigeria.
Maybe in Nigeria
or
Africa. Yeah.
So in Africa we pay on a yearly basis.
Rent is
yearly. Then except for maybe all this, maybe face me, I face you, small one room houses, maybe 6 months, 3 months.
Even those ones, so some is yearly.
So I don't know
how that you can strike a deal with your landlord and say okay you want to pay monthly for those kind of houses, but I think on an average
apartments
it's once a year.
Yearly basis, guys. I said I don't know. I've never heard in my entire life living in Nigeria and I was above 20 before I came to Japan. So I've never really heard people paying on monthly basis. So it was very shocking to me to realize that you have to pay every month. Like everything is every single month.
Lights,
electricity.
Everything.
But the good thing is that your salary is coming in monthly.
Every month.
But your salary
is coming every month too.
But do you think it's heavier to pay on a yearly basis or on a monthly basis?
Both of them have their pros and cons. That's the honest truth. Like for the yearly thing, you just pay it and for the entire year you're just catering to other things and all that. But for some people, right, for the average Nigerian, that can be very heavy actually.
As things are now. Yeah.
Yes, especially as things are, the whole inflation happening in the whole world. It's not just Nigeria, right? But the every month thing can be daunting because it's every month. You're like, can I catch a break? Like, can I breathe?
Some months,
the bills don't stop coming.
Thank you. And then some
even when you're not around,
who's saying you? That's everything is connected to your back.
Even when you're not around.
Yeah, because there are some months I've either maybe done some commitments that have drained me. My pocket is very, 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 very torn. And I'm like, can I get a break? I'm like, oh no, it's 29th. That means tomorrow they will withdraw this one. And oh my god. So it's crazy. I don't even make plans in Japan until 1st of the next month. Because that's when my bank account will give me
even the
an idea of
transportation card. Is it not that beginning of
my own is even on 16th of every month.
Alright now.
When I even think I want to go and eat KFC or finish all my money on stuff, I'm like, I still have 12,000 plus.
It's almost like you cannot really. So you have to plan very like leave want to live okay. The world is not really okay, but you don't want to disturb another person, right? You just have to be very good in planning. Like, if not,
idea, you go hear him. You go hear him. So, okay, let me just say something quickly about the food. How can you be eating dinner by 6 p.m.? My brothers and sisters, please help me explain.
I have not adjusted to that one. I can't even lie.
In Nigeria, by 6 p.m., you're still way home, back from work. So I don't understand how I'm supposed to eat dinner by 6 p.m. Please expatiate, because I know you've never ever Choma has never ever Choma is worse when it comes to eating dinner.
I cannot deny it. I check who say it on my channel that I do food. I like food. I've never denied it.
This one we wake up in the night, I'm thinking of what to eat. In fact, she dreams food.
I might not look like it, but believe what she's saying. The only truth is, I would like to put this out there, because you know, with videos like this, it's common to have people say in comments, oh, then leave. You did that. No, Japan is an amazing country. Like, I can always say to people, I've said it even on some of my social media handles, like, Japan is one place that I would never remove from my story. No. In short, without Japan, I don't even know if that's
how the story
would have added. Japan is very amazing, and I'm grateful to to have lived here. But you know, it's just there's always something to talk about when you're coming from a different continent to another different continent. And when people watch us, like, it feels like it's so easy breezy.
I mean,
so videos like this help give you context. That's just the truth.
The reality
Just balances things out so that you know that because recently I hear people saying things like, oh, YouTubers, you know, make life look rosy.
Like celebrities.
I'm just like,
influencers.
No, I don't even think. Maybe it's the YouTube you are watching and all. But talking about that food thing, I cannot relate, because that sometimes is lunch, but it's healthy. Japan is one of the healthiest countries in the world. On earth. They have one of the longest living people in the world.
So, I mean, living and healthy and strong.
It's not living and sick.
No.
I went to onsen one time. One woman, 90 years. Nobody was helping her to walk.
Well, we had her canvas and her backpack.
She wasn't even overbending. This woman was okay, normal. Do you get me? So they are healthy. So it's good. It works for them. Their food is almost like bland if you're eating for the first time. But it's just a whole lot of culture shock. That's the truth, because lunch in Nigeria is 2 p.m. now.
I thought that was standard though.
Then dinner is
Japan is 11 to 12.
8 thereabout, because 6 people are on their way back home and all. But Japan, you'll be seeing lunch 12, dinner 6 or 7. And then I've asked somebody before in the lab that, so don't you feel hungry before you sleep? And he's like, okay, you can eat like fruit or snack or just take something. I'm just like,
drink water and mind their business.
I don't know, but that's one thing. No, that's one thing that I personally have struggled with.
Let me give you guys a little story. So when I was hospitalized sometime last year, of course I didn't have any appetite. So the now came to the point where I answered that regaining my appetite. So they will not bring dinner by 6 p.m. No, they'll bring my breakfast by 7 a.m. And then they will come to serve lunch by 12. And they'll see me still finishing
your breakfast, because
they'll not pick the lunch plates. They'll not pick the breakfast plate
and drop the lunch.
Maybe they'll come back around 4 to tell me, maybe take your medication, or they'll not see me eating my lunch. I'm like, are you eating your lunch by 4? Why don't you not take your medication that you're supposed to take after lunch? I'm like, yeah, don't worry, I'll still be awake till 11 p.m. I'll take my medication. So it's a crazy thing. So it actually scares them, like, how are you eating by this time of the day?
Actually.
And you're still alive.
It scares them.
It scares them.
It actually does scare them. When you see them, when they're asking you see the shock on their face, like, Choma, you eat lunch by 3, 4. Like, they're so concerned for you.
Is everything okay with your health?
I used to ask how I'll be eating it. He said, that's what I do.
It's fun, Sha. They're still on food. These guys eat literally rice. That's the only thing they eat in Japan.
Yeah, everything is with rice.
Morning,
sushi is rice.
Lunch, dinner.
Almost everything is rice based, actually. Thinking about it though.
I've been thinking about it since the day I arrived in Japan, because I've never seen people serve me something different. I mean, I spent a couple
But there's noodles too. But the rice is more than noodles.
I think rice is 99.8.
Rice is actually more than noodles.
Yeah, like it's Rice. Morning, lunch, dinner, rice. Then, okay, I think another thing that was quite shocking to me was the bicycles and modern cars. Tell me about it.
Especially because where we come from, it's almost, I'm not saying everybody, right, but it's almost like bicycle is a sign of poverty. Like, it's a sign of
you're not doing
too well. But you will come here, you see your professor, your prof. Do you know what I mean by your prof? This person that is the highest earning in the academic radar, driving bicycle. He will even be horning behind your car and waving you. But he's wearing a Rolex.
And his iPhone is
the most updated.
22. iPhone 22 plus.
As I said, there's a lot of shifting change here, like giving people benefit of doubt, because you don't judge people just like that.
Yeah, I think our sense of materialism in Nigeria drops here, because whatever you're using as a sign of wealth or a measure for wealth in Nigeria is totally different from what is a measure of wealth.
Just be so contented.
Thank you.
That's what.
And nobody cares. That's another thing. In Nigeria, because you want to meet up with people are looking at you. Like, when you're coming from Obodo, you're expecting you to have an iPhone 222 plus. Then they're expecting you to drive the latest Giga, latest Range Rover. But these are not even measure of wealth. Like, people, the kind of cars they drive, I'm not sure the cars that are this size.
That's awesome. But
I think I said it in one of my videos, one of my culture shock videos, that I was so scared to enter these Japanese cars because I'm thinking, what if the door gets locked? I'm tall. How do I escape from this car? Because of how small they are, guys. Like,
I had culture shock with car too, because in my head I'm like, this is not what they export. This is when you see Japanese products out there, is gang, gay, but they are so simple people. Like, I think I've said this since on my channel, like, they are so simple. Like, they will export you more than when people want to drive. They will not drive.
No problem.
They don't drive their small thing and
He's a for me.
happy. Hey God, no. I love their life out there. Give it to them. No, they are very contented people.
Very well.
Simple and contented people.
Yeah. What do you think about the burial grounds everywhere?
It's more than the living people.
If you're in Nigeria, you understand why this is scary.
Oh God.
Virtually behind every 4 houses, there's a burial ground. In the city.
Everywhere is a burial. Even the one I saw recently, was it this week? I was like, somebody even put food on top of like tea or cha on top of this. I was like, the way they.
No, we won't say much on that one. People's culture is different.
They really honor the dead here so much. It's not like some part of the world where it's like keep them far, keep me jump. And
they have these festivals and they bring flowers every time. They clean,
change the old one, take it clean,
and then talk to them like
behind almost every shrine or temple. I did a video on tour of temple or shrine. There must be a burial ground. Must be a burial ground. And I had those
expensive. Very expensive. 1 million yen is among the cheapest. Those tombstone.
But the thing is everywhere.
But now my husband was on telling me that actually it's not per person, it's per family. They cremate the corpse, so it's like they cremate it, so it's in powder form, put it in the jar, and then they put it there. So each family, maybe this particular family, will keep using this one. So there's like enough dockets or pockets
inside.
That's what I heard, and that's what he heard that he told me.
I don't know, but I know I heard it's very expensive.
It's very expensive. I heard that. So. Then this brings me to what's the thing about burial grounds. In Nigeria it has this whole religious connotation. No, I don't think it's a religious, maybe a spiritual connotation to it. You don't stay, the living and the dead don't stay together. So how has this affected our spiritual or religious life in Japan? I think
you feel less spiritual.
And then why are we not seeing the witches or the whatever the dead people flying the nightmares? Because I've never really even had a nightmare, even though they're very gross.
I think the only time that I've heard something in the line of this was I was applying for that housing
haunting
thing.
You said it,
and then the woman was like, this particular house, if you go for it, the probability of you getting it is high because normally for that housing or normally as then I was not yet married. As a single person, you're almost like you're disadvantaged because the housing is for they married people like just to make life easier for them,
families,
especially for internationals. And she was like, as a single, maybe I should go for that. I was like, where I borrow from that one? She says like it's haunted. Somebody died inside. So the Nigerian they be jumped up like I don't want.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for your advice. Because if you didn't even tell me, I won't even know.
If she did not tell me, honestly, I would have gone for it. But I should say that. People are running from it. My mother not yet this.
Yeah, they say when people die on their own,
Yes,
such as especially if they died and they stayed for a long time
before they found them.
Maybe their spirit must have been hovering.
That's obviously because of how lonely or let's say individualistic Japan is. Someone can actually die in the house.
I've said that many times.
And I'm sure it's the landlord that will find out. Maybe
No, maybe
you have not
neighbors
paid.
Because another thing is, the problem is we don't even know our neighbors. Honestly, guys, I live in a 5-story building.
Right, and you don't even know your neighbors still. And you've been living here for years, oh.
For 2 years now. Let me confess. I think roughly, not up to 2 weeks ago, somebody was trying to open her mail. And then the witch was fiddling with the padlock. I'm like, where is this person?
Are you sure the person is an occupant?
Exactly. So I now said, Sumimasen. And she looked at me and she was like, oh, konnichiwa. I said, yeah, come down. Like, can you tell me what... I didn't say, but I'm like,
what are you doing?
What are you trying to do there? Only for me to now stand by her, I now checked my own mail, I picked up my mail. She now walked upstairs. This woman stopped at the 3rd floor. I live on the 4th floor. And the moment she stopped, she took out her key and opened her door.
And you don't know her.
And I don't know her.
That's
I felt
what
ashamed. I really felt bad.
That's what it's very common here.
If not that I don't speak good Japanese, I would have
somebody.
asked her, why are you fiddling with somebody else's mailbox? Well, you know, we like to mind our business.
I think it's not only a Japan thing. Most people that I have, outside Nigeria complain of the same thing. Like it's a Western world.
I've said it before, and I had a baby. People did not know. And I'm like, your baby is cute. When did you
born?
They don't even ask you, but I'm like, oh, you had a baby. That means all through the 9 months, nobody knew you were pregnant, and now the baby's almost 1 year. They still did not know that you were pregnant.
It happens, honestly.
It's very common.
It's so individualistic. Like I don't know. The only house I've ever known my neighbors, my other house, not even that one. That one that and I had terrible neighbor, and I had it was like God was balancing it out for me. I had a terrible neighbor downstairs. I had a good neighbor by the right and by the left. That till now, me and the guy still communicate. That's the only neighbor I know. But besides that one, 4 years now, I've never really known my neighbors.
Okay, guys. So let's talk about. Which one should I ask you first? The most beautiful experience or the most embarrassing experience? Choose one. Which one would you go for first?
The most beautiful.
Okay.
Most beautiful experience. I think it will always be the gesture my professor's wife showed to me.
Yeah,
it
will
always be that. I don't know why, but I'm a sucker for it's the little things that matter. It's the thought. Is when I know that. I think my love language is acts of service, right? Is when I just know that you're thinking about me, even in my absence, it counts for something. So I was sick, and I was away from school for like a month plus or so. I can't even remember how long. And I finally resumed because I was feeling guilty. Like I came here to study,
exactly,
and I'm just going from hospital to hospital and no diagnosis. So I went to school. I remember I was holding like a was it water? Was it HPLC or so? And my professor saw me. He was like, "You're not fine." I was like, I'm fine. No, Nigerians, we are good used to. I beg. And then he's one person that is very sensitive to me. I don't know why. And he's like, "You're not fine." I'm like, "I'm fine, sir." He was like, "What are you doing in school?" I'm like, "I'm fine, sir." And I think another thing was my family was concerned that I was always not. And so it got to a point of, if he's to come back, come back. So I now told him that my parents are worried and my staying at home consistently is making them feel like things are escalating. So let me go out so that they will see that okay. So he was like, okay, worst case scenario, even if I must come, I shouldn't do experiments. I should stay on my decks so that at least my body would, recover. Fast forward now, the next week, the next day, he now came and met me that his wife said she wants to take me for a head spa because I was having all these mad migraines. I remember it was here I called, I was crying. I was just like, it's the thought, the fact that he went home behind my back, talked about me to his wife. That one too now had the thing in her mind, now said she, and they took me for that head spa. So I think that's still my best experience. So what about it?
I think it's an act of kindness. It's an act of kindness. I thought the first act of kindness that really shook me was someone buying birthday presents
Okay.
for my daughter. Twice in a row, like because person knew that either I was feeling bad or something, but person bought in 2019, but in 2020. So it was very emotional for me. And then I think another one was last year when I had my baby. So for the first month, definitely I was struggling. So then I go to this clinic because I was having some postpartum issues, and then somebody that knows me. I'm probably the only black living in my area. So she just said, "Are you this person? Do you know this person that works in your university?"
Okay.
And then the woman is coming over. That nurse. So they're just coming over, like
to check on
every
her,
2 days. She's like, "Can I come and help?" At the point, in my mind, I'm like, "Madam, thank you for coming. Please don't come again tomorrow."
And you now feel like, am I supposed to pay you like this thing you're doing?
And then she was coming every day.
Acts of service.
Every day, let me come and take the elder one out so that you have some time. Tomorrow she will browse. I saw these people that take care of kids that are 8 weeks and older. Would you mind taking your baby there? But the problem is that they don't take care of the kids for more than 4 hours. So maybe you can balance your time. Once the older one goes to school immediately, you drop them, and by 12
you have time for yourself.
Rest. She was always there. Oh no, I'm emotional. I thought I would call her name Kiko-san. God bless you.
Amen, no. Because I know how that period was hard for her.
My dear, if you come around, I'll eat you.
She was.
Chama reported me. Chama reported me to someone, and I was eating her up.
I remember she was doing
My
that.
dear.
And they feared to chat at that period. I was like, how far you day house? Oh my.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what has been your most maybe I should go first. My most embarrassing moment.
Okay.
People should not find me. I'm polished. I'm exposed.
So that you have to start with warning.
This experience was quite shameful to me.
What happened? Expose yourself.
You know that first 2 weeks now, I'm trying to buy things. You know how I was eating only cake and Coke. I didn't have pots, I didn't have spoon, I didn't have all those things. So I go to Daiso. Daiso is a 100-yen store. I bought lots of things. My hands were full. That's their biggest bag. And I didn't have this baby carrier. So I was carrying my baby with one hand. My 1 year and 2 weeks old then. And then holding one bag. Then our school bag, our signature school bag. I'm walking on the escalator. I just get to the escalator. I'm trying to navigate. Okay, I just put this one. And I'm mashed. The escalator took one leg up. Left the leg. Okay,
I remember.
I told you that story. I left. This is how my legs went ajar. And then the bag. I just thank God for that man. I just rushed and took the baby. That was what he was. I was like, thank you so much. Because I don't know how my baby is. Where my baby's head landed. My dear, my legs were like this at least for 15-20 seconds.
Kai.
That's one very, very embarrassing situation. I remember that thing every October. I don't know, but it just comes to my brain.
It was happening in October now.
Yes,
that was the first few weeks of you coming.
One of us had just told me, look at the stores we go to get things cheaper. So I'm like, okay, let me check this out that day. My dear, the next day, no person told me I go buy stroller and baby carrier. I don't know how I let my baby carrier in Nigeria. It's very, I don't know.
Can you really carry it? That is so big now.
No, the baby carrier, the stroller, at least this one.
Okay.
But you know, that's one of the difference between having a child here and in Nigeria. I barely use it because people were always carrying my baby.
Oh my God!
I barely held it. So here I was now relearning parenting more like because I was now independent. So let's hear your own most embarrassing.
I don't know if it's most embarrassing or let's say just my worst experience in Japan.
Yeah,
my worst experience with still human beings, still related to human beings. My neighbor. God. So I think I have a story time coming up for that video, but it was I think a year ago now. Yeah. I would just be doing my way. Somebody would be hitting me in the house. It was traumatic. And one thing with me, when I'm going through a phase, I don't know how to talk about it because if I talk, I'm crying. So it's how you find. Just leave it like that. I know when I want to rant, I would rant. I know. So it was. Imagine moving normally is not anybody's favorite thing. You now move in 2 months, 3 months. They start telling you story about how life and death. You have to move again. This one, and you wonder why am I the one to move? Why is she not the troublesome neighbor to move? And all till tomorrow. I don't even know what happened in that house. She came on through and she was like, "Is it earthquake?" I said, "Why is earthquake happening?" This guy will climb this and be hitting. And you had these thick rocks. That's very thick. Mask the noise. No, she had a very terrible experience in that. And that was the first time ever. You had to move out.
That's why even when you are looking for this house, you are so cautious about everything.
So
please, nobody should beneath me.
I was so conscious. The house I moved into was so tiny, but I did not mind. I said, please, mansion, first floor, extreme end. I don't even want to have neighbors.
And guys, so most houses in Japan are built with wood.
Yes.
So it's very sensitive to noise. So that thing.
Even footstep.
Yes.
So that was my
Will you be limping or will you be tiptoeing in your own house?
I was tiptoeing, I suffered. It's well.
You suffered, my dear. So guys, I think we've talked too much.
Yeah.
So in 3 words, can you describe your experiences so far in Japan?
Roller coaster.
My dear, that won't go for everybody.
Amazing and a learning curve.
Wow.
A learning curve.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me it will be eventful. I mean, I always tell Choma, like, if people ask you how is life in Japan, refer them to me because I've had good, bad, left, right.
I feel like even though we came almost the same time,
our experiences are
actually experiences are actually very different.
Very different.
I think we'll have a video about that soon on her channel too.
So eventful, thrilling. I think it became thrilling later, maybe 2 years later.
Okay, yeah.
And then let's just say this whole year I've seen things in a more positive light, so now I feel more hopeful. And that's because just like everything, they say when you learn about people, you embrace them as
yes. So you're not trying to change them or say why you not like my people or no.
So I just had to do this mental overhaul where like
they are there.
Learn the language, embrace the culture. This is your home for
now. Do you get?
So I think it made me see things in a different light. Just like you said, it's been a learning curve and has left me hopeful. Yeah. So to round this whole long talk up, what's your advice to those moving to Japan? Why do you feel like you need a microphone for this one?
Keep an open mind.
Yeah.
Keep an open. You see all those things that you've heard. Japan, this. Why Japan? How Japan? My first year in Japan, honestly, I didn't have an open mind, and that was because I had so many things I had heard about Japan. There are these stereotypes, and also I walked into that stereotype, and I did not enjoy my life here. Like I did not enjoy my time here. But after 1 year, I started enjoying my life. That's when I started YouTube. So, because I just told myself, this is where I am for now, so I will make the best of it while I can. Do you understand? So keep an open mind. Like she said, embrace the culture, embrace them, make friends, talk, be active, be intentional about it. It's not going to come easy. That's the truth, because it's different from where you're coming from. But just keep an open mind. It's not that deep.
It's not.
That's the summary. It's not that deep. Don't allow anybody to. I'm not saying it's all rosy either. There's no place on this earth, even in our own home country, even here, even another place, even where they are speaking English, there is definitely no place that is rosy. Every place have its ups and downs. But don't dwell on the downs. Embrace the ups too. That's the balance to life. It's not that deep.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with you. You've summarized basically what I wanted to say to you guys. Just be open-minded. That's it. Open-minded. Of course, everyone has its own advantages and disadvantages, but I just believe that when you're making such big life-changing decision, you should weigh your options. If you feel like this is not going to give you what you want, do not force yourself. I think what people should learn in this whole Japa drive or anything is don't make irrational decisions about moving abroad. Exactly. Just like Choma has said, we came at the same exact time. But
we have different
if we had to write books, I'm sure I'll have more antagonists in my story.
I have more of the beautiful stories of Japan. I think my worst story is just this neighbor thing, honestly.
Unlike me. So my experience has been very different. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe and share. And don't forget to check out our channel, Chilo Talks, big celebrity in Japan. So guys, until the next one.
Celebrity part of it. And we have a video coming up on my channel with her too. Yes. I want to put down the hot seats too.
I'm already scared. So guys, catch you. Alright. So that you know the cremation.